What does Putin think of all this? I mean, what lessons must he be drawing from Biden saying, take the win, David Cameron saying, don't escalate? I just have to think Putin is studying this and running to the wrong conclusions for our best interests.
Well, Putin's bogged down the war in Ukraine. I mean, he's certainly happy to see this. He's happy to see us with our you know, interest and focus diverted to the Middle East. But the real winner here is Xi Jinping. It's China. And China is stoking this conflict and stoking the anti-Semitism and anti-Israel sentiment here in the U.S. through TikTok. And so TikTok is a haven for pro-Hamas, pro-Iranian propaganda in America. We're allowing it to take place. And for every bomb, every missile, everything that's diverted to the Middle East, it's a win for Xi Jinping as he prepares to take Taiwan. So he's watched Putin invade Ukraine with very little consequence, with no real sanctions against Russia. Russia's probably more oil now than it ever has before, making more money with high oil prices. Putin himself is getting richer. He's watching the Iranians attack Israel and Israel being told by its ally and protector of the United States, don't do anything in response. And now he's thinking this has got to be great for Taiwan. Why shouldn't I take Taiwan? These are the sorts of people we're dealing with.
We have to unpack that, Ambassador O'Brien. We have Steelers fans listening, so we have to unpack why China thinks this is great and the TikTok angle. I got it, but I'm not sure the Steelers fans are going to get it.
Well, you're a little tough on the Steelers fans, but coming from a Rams fan, the Chinese are watching what happened in Ukraine, and they saw that America did not sanction the Russian Federation Central Bank. We claim we put tough sanctions on the Russians after they invaded their neighbor. We didn't put tough sanctions on the Russians. Russians are selling oil, gas, agricultural goods, commodities at very high prices, and those prices have increased because of the war. So they've benefited from the war they started. So they've seen no real, reaction to Russia's invasion of Ukraine other than supplying Ukraine with the weapons it needs to defend itself. They're now watching Israel with an attack directly. First of all, directly by, and I would take the position that October 7th was a direct invasion and an attack by Iran because Iran funded Hezbollah with and Hamas with the sanctions relief it received from the U.S. And I've seen no response to Iran. Iran's gotten away with attacking Israel, at least so far, unless the Israelis respond. So Xi Jinping is looking at the big picture of Taiwan, thinking, well, there's been Russia hasn't suffered a serious consequence from invading Ukraine. Iran is being told that they're going to suffer no consequences for invading Israel. Why shouldn't I invade Taiwan and take it right now with Biden's still in office? He's got just about a little less than a year before Biden leaves office. If the American people elect Donald Trump to return to office, he's got a year of this sort of weakness to exploit, and so it's very tempting for him. And that's why you see TikTok and other Chinese influence operations going full speed ahead to divide Americans and polarize us and support Iran and Russia.
So TikTok is a Chinese influence operation? That's your point?
TikTok is, no question about it. It's an espionage operation, so we can collect information on 170 million Americans and get all your passwords and data and everything on your phone, financial, healthcare records, your social media, everything. You've got all your passwords, but it's also a propaganda tool that they can use these algorithms to divide Americans and spew out pro-Hamas, pro-Iran, pro-Russian propaganda to divide Americans on those issues. So it's a very pernicious tool that's being used to full effect right now during this Israel-Iran conflict. And China wins big because our focus is diverted to the Middle East while they prepare to take Taiwan.
I hope every senator is listening to that, because the House passed the divestiture from TikTok bill, and the Senate has done nothing. Should the Senate take that up, Mr. Ambassador? We got less than a minute. Should the Senate pass that TikTok bill immediately?
Absolutely. We should fully ban TikTok, but the House bill is kind of the best compromise we can get so far. So we should take that, take half a loaf, and at least return TikTok to American hands. And Chuck Schumer, who has called for regime change. It's interesting. Senator Schumer called for regime change in Israel, told the Israeli people to send Bibi Netanyahu packing rather than calling for regime change in Iran. He's now holding up the TikTok bill from the Senate floor. It needs to go to the Senate floor. It needs a vote, and we need to take the first step to regulating this very pernicious Chinese